before we get into the Canadian assisted suicide, New York, or apparently all of America, is now also heading in that direction in regards to assisted suicide. Chris?
Well, I think that the belief that the government wants you dead is not hypothetical, it's observable. And, there's always been suffering in this country. It's not new. But the ways of dealing with that have changed. And what we're seeing now is palliative care has become expensive. I was reading from University of Pennsylvania and also the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond. They say that your last month of life in a hospital can be 32 grand or 17,000 a month, and sometimes 56,000 for the last 3 months of your life. So what's going on right now in the New York State Assembly, they passed a bill, an act, that will allow people in their last 6 months of life, if they were diagnosed with a terminal illness, to have themselves euthanized. So there's been a lot of justifications for this, but I think the real question is, why is this happening now? There was some data about the morality of physician-assisted suicide. When asked about it, this is what I think is really interesting. 69% of Democrats say that it's moral. 38% of Republicans say that it's moral. Big difference. 67% of people who never go to church say that it's moral. 29% who attend church say that it's moral. So you see that there's a big shift going on. People in this country, we know what's happening with religiosity. Things are going kind of down. Mass attendance, church service attendance is going down. People's morals are being reshaped. So they'll make justifications for why it's okay to have a physician kill yourself, like this one right here from Deborah Glick in the New York State Assembly, who's been in that office longer than Tiffany and I have been alive. Let's take a look at what she says.
They've been through the hair falling out. They've been through the pain. They've been through not being able to get up. They've been through having to have the indignity of bodily functions in their bed. They deserve compassion.
So she's kind of painting a picture that there are, various reasons where if somebody is given a terminal diagnosis and there's really no hope for them, that they can elect to have themselves given a kind of a cocktail that's already legal in a couple of states. What this is called is, it's called MAID. So you can be a made man, Roman. It's medical aid in dying is what it stands for. And right now,
MIAID.
Yeah, in California, Colorado, Hawaii, Maine, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, and Washington, D.C., you can already go through this process. It has to get approved not only by the New York State Senate now, but it also has to be signed into law by Governor Hochul, who's a religious person, who's many people say that, there's a lot of people, Catholic groups, pressuring her not to put this into law because it, contradicts a lot of church teaching, but she has to make that decision in her official capacity. New York State Senate right now, Assembly, 103 Democrats, 47 Republicans. So they have the vast majority. But the vote was 81 yes, 67 no. So you saw some Democrats break away and say, this is not something I want to sign off on.
Oh, okay. Wait, can you say that? Are you saying among Democrats it was?
Among Democrats, there was over a dozen who said no. And that's rare in the New York, because a lot of these things are lockstep in the Assembly. So there's one quote.
I was just going to say, I feel like this one's a bit more of like a moral.
It's a moral issue.
Yeah,
it really is.
Issue, yeah.
So there's an Assemblywoman, Michelle Slogs, and she says it's not about a right, meaning the right to choose the time of your death. It's about if you have money. Access to palliative care is deeply unequal. In a system where people are routinely denied treatment because of their income or insurance or even their zip code, how can we in confidence say that we're supporting this? So there's some people on the left who are saying, a lot of these people are, because of where they live or what group they're a part of, they become marginalized. They can't afford the same level of care. They're given this diagnosis. They can't go for the palliative care, which is extremely expensive. They might just elect to be taken out. I've spoken to people. No, this is a sick thing. But
I know, but
I've
you know, you say to taken out, yeah.
I've spoken to people who have considered this, and I've recently been around my aunt who passed away very quickly from a terminal illness, and you know, some of these people do it because they don't want to be a burden to their families. And you think about that number of what it costs. I have one final clip just to wrap up from Charles Levine over in Glen Cove on Long Island. And the way that he sells physician-assisted suicide is very interesting. Take a look at what his justification is, how we've evolved into it.
How do you vote? Mr. Brown in the negative. Mr. Levine to explain his vote.
For much of human history, you and I, individuals, were owned by emperors, czars, kings, and masters. That began to change with the humanist movement, which led to the Renaissance, which led to the Enlightenment. And the result of the Enlightenment was that we believe we have natural rights, we have human rights. That belief led to the American Revolution and led to us having the basic American philosophy that we're entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But what happens if life is not going to continue? What happens if liberty is not going to continue? What happens if there will no longer be happiness? My friends, pain is the window into hell. We have the right to determine our futures. I fully support this bill.
Yeah, so basically the Enlightenment spawned your right, your freedom to kill yourself.
It's a really dangerous question because basically it's normalizing suicide. It used to be, you know, if somebody wants to kill themselves, all kinds of interventions, you know, are going to happen to try to prevent that person from doing it. And now it's being offered as a treatment, actually. It's like on the menu of treatments. Like in Canada, well, just quickly, it went from being, you know, for only grievous and irremediable medical condition, you're really suffering, and then the slippery slope. They took away, it doesn't even have to be terminal now.
It can be anorexia.
It can be, yeah, it can be
depression,
mental, PTSD. It can be, you know, we don't have another treatment for you. Would you like to consider suicide?
Yeah, hey, we can't afford to install a wheelchair ramp. Have you considered killing yourself?
You can get a wheelchair in Canada before you can get, you can get physician-assisted suicide in Canada quicker than you can
but that's
a wheelchair.
Scary thing. It's like, it is a slippery slope. And what you have in Canada now is it's one of the leading causes of death, which is insane. And you have people killing themselves because they can't afford a house. I mean, it's crazy.
And that's the slope getting slipperier.
All right, I know exactly what you're thinking. That was a great clip you just watched. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to follow and also check out either these videos or maybe they're on this side. I don't know which side they're on. But we set it up so these are the videos that YouTube is suggesting to you as the best ones that you'll probably like the most. So check them out, this side, and until next time.